Okay, this is the Desmos version. And again, Desmos beats Graphing Calculator for this. So you should be at the point where you have your formula in your notes. And we are going to redo the, not redo, but example 2 is what I have written here. And we're going to find that S value for this example. So I'll write down the numbers. So I've got 15, 20, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, and 60. The corresponding weekly sales, 26. It's in hundreds of dollars, by the way. 32, 38, 56, 54, 78, 80, 88. So just like you've done in the past, you're going to add a table in Desmos and enter your X values into X1, the Y values into Y1. So that's the first thing you're going to do is add table. And enter the data. Into X1 and Y1. And I've already gotten that far, so I'm going to switch over to the Desmos screen. Then I'll show you what to do. So let me present now. Present now. A window. Cancel that. Tab. There we go. Okay, so I've already added the table in and entered the values in. So now what you need to do is have Desmos create that regression equation. And it's very, very easy to do. So you're going to go down to your line 2. I'm going to write it out first. Hopefully you can see this because I can't see the split screen. And you're going to go Y1, because that's our Y values. And I'll show you where to find this little squiggle. And that squiggle means regressed against. And we want a linear equation. So you're going to put in M, the letter M. It's going to calculate this for us. And it's based off of the X1 data that we have plus B. So go down to your line 2. Type Y1. And to get that little squiggle, get the keyboard to show up. Hit the ABC button to switch to the full keyboard. And then the little squiggles down here on the bottom row. So hit the squiggle. Then you want M X1 plus B. And what this does for you is right down here, you can see the M and the B. And with the graphing calculator, we had to round these. We don't have to do anything with that. Now what you need to do, the third thing you need to do is see this where it says residuals, E1 plot. Press that plot, and it will add the column to the table above that took like two or three steps with the graphing calculator to generate. So after that, you want to hit E1 plot. And what that did was create the Y I minus Y hat I values. It did this. It found all of the Y hat values. And, oh, this is Y hat. Oh, yeah, that's what you got to type. But what this is finding here is the Y hat equation. And then when you hit residuals, plot, it does all of those subtractions that we need that are in this formula. So then our last step is just going to be to say, square those subtractions and add them up. So we're going to go to a third line. and say take total E1 squared. So get rid of this. Come down to the next line. I'm going to say total. You know how to get that under the stats tab. Over under functions, stats, total, E1 squared. Oops. That's not what I want. Back that up. I think the squared needs to be, oh, that's going to, oh yeah, see, we want it to square first. E1 squared. That's what we want. So careful with the parentheses. You want it to square first, then total. So the squared has to be inside of the parentheses. They'll square each E value and then total them up. I first had that wrong. So that total is the top part of our formula here. So now you're ready to, and for us, I'll write it down to 31.95. Oh, I did want you to put 2 of those residuals in. This is the yi minus y hat I. I only wanted the first and last one in, just so I know you've done everything. So the first one's about a negative 2.39. The last one's negative 3.64. And again, if you're doing it with Desmos and comparing somebody with a graphing calculator, they were rounding the M and the B. So they're going to be slightly off from you. Okay, now we're ready to finish this up. So I can stop presenting and finish up. So we can find our S value by taking the square root of that total that we just found, 231.95, and dividing by n minus 2. I believe we had 8 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minus 2 is going to be 6, and that will give us the approximately 6.22. So your process is a little more streamlined using Desmos than the graphing calculator. And that's it.